Welcome everyone to my list of the top 10 best anime I watched from 2017, and oh boy was it a year. No, seriously, I had a hell of a time trying to think about what the hell good came out this year that wasn't on Netflix or the now dead anime strike. But that doesn't matter. What matters are these ground rules so that we can get onto this list. The first one being that I will not include sequels on this list unless it stands out enough from the previous seasons or because it's my list. Second being that I didn't watch everything that came out this year, and this time around you could place some of that blame on Netflix and Amazon. So if you didn't see a show on this list that you love in 2017, well, sorry, but please remember that this is my opinion, and I would love to hear what your top 10 anime from the year was in the comments down below. Now with that out of the way, let's start off this list with some honorable mentions. Honorable mention goes to the first half of the Agent Maggot's Bride, because believe me, if this show aired earlier than the fall season, then it would definitely make it onto this list as one of the top 3. But because of its 24 episode runtime, carrying it over to the new year, and me being a completionist who has to see a project through before making final judgment on it, I'm afraid I have to give this show an honorable mention. But Maggot's Bride is an excellent fantasy and romance anime that you should check out, and I have no doubt in my mind that it will be getting a high spot on my 2018 list. Honorable mention goes to the dub for Nanbaka seasons 1 and 2, because without it, this show would have been insufferable for me. Nanbaka is a very meh show with very meh humor. The plot and pacing is all over the place, and honestly, it makes me want to kill it from time to time. But that changes when I'm watching the show in English. With a dub cast combining old and new talent from Funimation Entertainment, the chemistry between each of the actors, how effortlessly they play these roles, and how much fun they're having with this project, you can feel the love the cast is pouring into the dub with every line they read. And that's something that should be celebrated, especially with an anime as mediocre as this one. Honorable mention goes to The Royal Tutor for being my pleasant surprise of 2018, because although it isn't for me and I'm not the core demographic for this anime, after the first episode's poor first impressions, I found myself enjoying the show quite a bit with how surprisingly not trash it was. So much so that I'm able to give it credit where credit is due and say that, yes, I was able to enjoy these characters who were written to go beyond their archetype in minor ways, laugh at some of the jokes, and take this show somewhat seriously when serious moments arise. And the reason for that is, and I'm not kidding when I say this,
Step. Whoa.
honorable mention goes to Saga of Tanya the Evil. Can somebody please remind me why I love this Nazi lolly again? No, seriously, I honestly forgot. Or maybe I didn't know in the first place. I don't know, Tanya's just a badass to me. And the final honorable mention goes to the dub for My First Girlfriend is a Gal, for being an intentional, beautiful, hot mess to a shitty show that doesn't even come close to deserving a scripted version of the Ghost Stories dub. And with those out of the way, let's get on to the main list, starting off at number 10 with Girls Last Tour, for being the softest, most blissful post-apocalypse I've ever experienced. Girls Last Tour is a peaceful show about two young, middle to high school age girls journeying their land and keeping each other company, but it's also a show that will crush your soul with every passing episode as our main characters wonders what it feels like to have such luxuries as a bed, a bookshelf, a constant income of food, and a hot bath all in one place. As the girls pass time trying to figure out life's mysteries such as what is cheese, chocolate, a house, God, or why people live if we're just going to die anyway, in a world with such a lonely atmosphere, you can't help but be instilled with fear more and more at all of the what ifs that could happen at any present moment due to the setting. What if the girls can no longer find food or water? What if they encounter a hostile human? What if they're causing some collateral damage due to the decaying buildings around them? What if they get into an earth-shattering fight that will make them split up, and when they realize they were wrong, it's too late. They lost their friend and now they're alone. Studio White Fox really nailed it with this adaptation. From the squishy character designs to the mood and atmosphere, this is a show that's extremely enjoyable, but also extremely untrustworthy with how cute it is. Or maybe it's just cute and I've been too traumatized by the likes of Madoka, Abyss, and Sakura just to see how cute it is. Number 9 is Land of the Lustrous. I will admit I wasn't a fan of this show at first, but after taking some time away from it and binging the last 10 episodes in a different mindset, I found myself in awe at the excellent CGI animation, the diverse cast of characters, and the low-key philosophy on life and death. But most importantly, the development of the main character, who I absolutely hated for how whiny and spoiled she was at the beginning of the show, but over time became more hardened, both figuratively and literally. There are still parts where the main character annoys me, parts where the show tends to slow down, parts where moments just aren't surprising anymore, but I still enjoy Lustrous quite a bit, and I recommend it even if it is just to finally see some good fucking CGI in anime. Number 8 is Sakura Quest. As an original project from PA Work, the spiritual successor to Shirobako, the promotion and collaborative effort between a studio and an actual small town that the show is based on, and that one show that Miles from Crunchyroll was hyping up to high hell, I had moderate expectations for this anime, and goddamn did it shoot through the roof with them. I wasn't expecting a show about a recent college grad struggling to find a job, only to go against her degree and find something that she loved doing more. I wasn't expecting a show with this likable of a cast of characters. I wasn't expecting to connect with a character that I hated so much on a personal level. But what I love the most about Sakura Quest is how it's a story about getting a job, love doing it, and moving on from failure. Even though these characters fail time and time again, with occasional success, they move on to plan B, then C, then D. And although their actions have little outcome now, but will still mean something in the long run, even when they hit their first big roadblock, they take a break and get back to work. And in the end, it's satisfying to see the unexpected routes these characters take with their lives and well-being, but then again, that's all they've been doing this entire series. And for me personally, that's wonderful to witness. Number 7 goes to New Game Season 2 because fuck you is my list. I was extremely skeptical going into New Game and avoided it for a long time, but the announcement that Funimation was dubbing the show back to back just in time for Season 2, and with a cast like this one headed by one of my favorite ADR directors, Clifford Chapin, it was hard for me to turn down. And when I watched Season 1, although I didn't get the Shirobako of video games that wasn't total ass, I was surprised at the fact that I didn't hate this show. Season 1 was a comfortable slice-of-life workplace anime with cute girls making video games on an indie game studio art team. With a main character that, although I was pissed at her at first with how bullshit it was that she got hired, I came to enjoy. Season 1 was enjoyable enough and I was able to mellow out while watching it. Season 2 is an entirely different story that cranks the emotion up by 11. The conflict demonstrated in Season 2 is one that mirrors that competitiveness of the games industry that I was looking for in Season 1, showing that no matter how much skill, potential, or merit you may have, no matter how talented or professional you may be, the bittersweet reality of the development cycle will come crashing down upon you, and you have to man up, deal with it, and move on, or you're not fit for the project, because God knows there are tons of people younger and or are more skilled than you that want to be where you are and are waiting to take your place. Hell, a friendship or two might even break apart because you couldn't deal, or the games industry is just that vicious. And it's the weight of the emotion drawn out from the situation that makes the season so intriguing and enjoyable. It's still funny, it's still cute, but if there's any reason for you to watch New Game, it will probably be just to get to this season alone. Number 6 is Princess Principal for being a well-crafted spy story that isn't just another cute high school girls do whatever fucking spy bullshit anime. Placing very well-designed characters in a historic setting with a raw political backbone is only ground zero to making a good product. It's when each character is given distinct and likable personalities, their own believable skill set, making them work together as a team, having their mission and jobs have high stakes as they are a part of a secret war, combined with a major personal mystery brewing in the background and well-animated action sequences, you have a show that's ready to pump dopamine into the brain of any viewer. But the real selling point of this anime is the attention to detail that went into crafting the animation and dialogue, as back and forth conversations demand your attention, making you want to cling on to every word and every frame of animation that's synced up with it. And it's those moments of writing and animation that makes me recommend this show to anyone that asks, because when I'm watching this show, I don't feel like I'm watching an anime, but a Western spy film from the golden age of spy movies. And thankfully you can do that much easier now because Anime Strike is dead. Number 5 is The King's Avatar, because what the fuck do you mean China made an anime based on a web novel about the most popular esports player getting screwed out of his contract, unable to work in esports for a whole year because of legal bullshit, having no money because he gave it all away to support family and friends, can't find a job because his main skill is playing video games until he does at an internet cafe where he makes new friends and trains to return to esports to get back at those who did him wrong. So now we have a show that's actually one of the best to watch if you're a gamer like myself, with beautiful and grand moments of animation accompanied by amazing music, and there's also great action sequences, laughably bad CGI moments, and lovably cheesy lines of dialogue. That's one of the most fun binge watches I had in 2017, and this all came from fucking China, the countries whose animation is infamous for stealing from others and making borderline propaganda. I'm honestly pretty sure this entire show was taken off of the official YouTube channel, and season 2 may be canceled with how dead the news is for it. It's because the Chinese government reminded animators that fun wasn't allowed. Number 4 is Aka. Yes, it's incredibly slow. Yes, the first 7 episodes are a crawl. And yes, this doesn't look like Studio Madhouse at its A game, but the world and politics of Aka is the main draw of the show. This is a slow burning political drama where our main character's job is to venture out and map the setting of the world in order to convince the higher ups that the inspection department that he and many others work at are still needed. And once you finish going through the routine of our protagonist G reminding us that his sister likes bread and he likes smokes, the payoff at episode 7 and beyond is massive. And all of the interest I was losing from this show in episodes 3 to 6 immediately came back for the final 5. It definitely won't be for everyone, and if you want to try it, you're going to want to watch the fantastic English dub Funimation put out, as this show is very dialogue heavy. But if you like the previous manga original creator Natsume Ono has done political dramas and need a break from how anime is, you might want to consider giving this one a shot. Number 3 is Made in Abyss. To quote exclamation point, welcome to Uncle Lovecraft's fun time murder hole. Hope you enjoy lovable characters, beautiful background, a gorgeous atmospheric soundtrack, excellent world building, and the effort that went into designing these characters and its economy and ecosystem, depression, fear, horror, and the possibility of you getting physically ill from what's presented to you, all leading up to you bawling your eyes out while also clapping your hands, giving this masterwork of animation a standing ovation because goddamn that was fucking incredible. But what are feelings? I don't know. Is it possible to be even more dead inside than I already am? And I can already tell that season 2 won't make this shit fucking better after what the last 4 episodes put me through. Enjoy your stay. You can watch it on Amazon if you have a Prime account. Number 2 is Recovery of an MMO Junkie for just plain being what is, in my opinion, absolutely perfect when giving me everything that I want in romances and more. Fun and relatable characters who are in a bizarre yet relatable situations. An adult romance with its own ups and downs. A realistic depiction of online relationships. Not shaming or romanticizing mental health and life as a shut-in. Being smart with its limited budget and having good humor along with good heart. It's like Japan was scanning my brainwaves and out of the blue gave me this wonderful show during the darkness that was known as the fall 2017 anime season. And God, I can't wait to talk about it more in its own video. And finally, at number 1 is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid for being the show that gave me an unexpected yet fantastic romantic relationship. For being the show that gave me my favorite form of character development in media. For being a show that's about a maid who turns into a dragon but is realistic and grounded with important themes. For being the show that made me fall in love with a child that isn't here to manipulate your heart. And for being the only show from this year to fill me up with such pure joy and raw emotion from start to finish. And I'm going to talk about all of this and more with my next video covering why I love Dragon Maid. Until then, this video is over. Please tell me what are some of your favorite anime for 2017. Let me know in the comments below or by tagging me on Twitter at CallMeRNS. I've recently opened up a Ko-fi page, so if you would like to keep this channel running as smoothly as possible, then please consider buying me a coffee, or in more literal terms, paying for comics to cover and keeping my anime streaming services alive. It would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one, and take care.